In around 2004, Miss Richard was selected to participate in season 3 of MTV Network's reality television show, Making the Band. The show centered around the formation and development of a new musical group under the mentorship of Mr. Combs. The contestants would compete and be chosen by Mr. Combs to form a band which would go on to create albums and perform. Dawn want that dirty money. Mm-hmm. Definitely. She didn't see 30 million go out there. She didn't see 100 million go out there. God damn it. Get yours, Dawn. Get yours, too. For aspiring artists like Miss Richard, Making the Band represented a concrete path to a career in the entertainment industry. Miss Richard appeared in season 3 and 4 of Making the Band, which first aired in 2005. And in season 5 of Making His Band, Making His Band. Oh, yeah, that's right. B.5 was Making His Band. All right, so which aired in 2009. Out of thousands of contestants, Dawn, along with approximately 12 other women, were selected to participate in season 3 of Making the Band. 5 women, including Dawn, were ultimately chosen to be in a group, Danity Kane, which was named by Miss Richard. Oh, so that's another thing too. If you didn't know that, Danity Kane came from Dawn. She was the original one that started the name. I missed yesterday. Did y'all see what Babs from the band said? No, we did not see what Babs had said. I guess we will pull that up in just a second. Then we will pull it up in just a second. Then we get done with this case here. We're gonna see what Babs said. A couple people I think had something to say, but we're gonna definitely pull up Babs here because I want to see what she did have to say, especially Freddie P. Freddie P had something, but it wasn't necessarily pertaining to Danity Kane. It was more so pertaining to his Making the Band situation. So prior to and including the first Danity Kane, Making the Band was filmed entirely at Daddy's house recording studio in New York, 3120 West 44th Street. The Making the Band content that focused on Danity Kane's work on its second album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, was filmed at Daddy's house and Mr. Combs' Miami residence. Other Making the Band episodes included in LA as a third filming location. Let me see here. No, I thought Babs would never speak. Yeah, I didn't think Babs would say anything either. I didn't think Babs was ever going to say anything either. Upon information and belief to create Making the Band, camera crews filmed 24 hours a day, gathering months worth of footage to condense into mere hours of entertainment for viewers. Danity Kane released its self-titled debut album in August 2006 and its second album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, in March 2008. Danity Kane's first album sold 4 million copies. Damages to Miss Richard for unpaid salaries are estimated about $1 million there. So, I mean, I get that right there. It's 4 of y'all, about 5 of y'all. You want your $1 million share. I get that. That's your nice little cut right there. I agree with that $1 million right there. Danity Kane's second album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, sold over 2 million copies. So now we're up to about 6 million copies that Danity Kane has sold. Yet, you even heard them say in many interviews, Aubrey and Dawn have both said they didn't see a penny of that, really. Okay, Danity Kane's damages to Miss Richard for unpaid salaries and royalties for the 2 million are estimated at $500,000. Well, I get that. Lower amount of sales, less amount of damage money. Damages on unpaid wages for touring on over 100 dates for Dawn with Danity Kane are estimated $1.8 million. Mr. Combs, Diddy, fired bandmate Aubrey O'Day and Juanita D. Woods from Danity Kane on live television at the height of its fame in 2008, which resulted in Danity Kane being disbanded in 2009. We actually looked at that clip earlier, during the pod last night. We looked at the actual clip in which Diddy had fired everyone, and Dawn was pretty much just sitting there shocked. She had no idea what was going on as far as, or even why that was even about to happen. But then it started the rumor of Dawn supposedly getting her own record deal. Dawn didn't know anything about it. Then, of course, you look further down the road, she becomes Dirty Money, and everybody's like, oh, we knew it. And Dawn, of course, didn't know anything, which, of course, Dawn probably never did know anything, and everybody else just knew behind the scenes that was actually going to come up with the whole Dirty Money idea. Mainly Diddy, of course. Then we come to our second episode here of the allegations. Ms. Richard first encounters Mr. Combs' aggressive, intimidating behavior and animus toward women. During the auditions and on set of the Making a Band, Mr. Combs projected an aura of superiority, wealth, and power. Mr. Combs regularly wore sunglasses and avoided looking the female contestants in the eyes. I don't know about you, but I am a heterosexual male, okay? You will not deter me anytime away from looking into a woman's eyes, okay? Regardless if I'm even just talking to her as a friend or not. You might think something wrong with me if I can't look a woman in the goddamn eyes. I'm just saying, as a man. Contributing to an atmosphere of uncertainty and intimidation, during auditions, Mr. Combs spoke to the female contestants in a hostile, condescending manner, making disparaging gender-based remarks such as calling them fat, ugly bitches, and hoes. Miss Richard felt threatened and intimidated by Mr. Combs' blatant disdain for the young women like herself who were excited for the opportunity to be on his show. Once the band was made, Mr. Combs' contempt for women was readily apparent as he continued to display aggressive and hostile behaviors towards Miss Richard and her all-female Identity Kane bandmates. Sean had regularly referred to the five women as bitches and hoes and denigrated their physical appearance. By way of example, Mr. Combs stated that Miss Richard was too skinny and needed to do something about this. Her face. On one occasion in or around 2005, during the first season of Making the Band 3, Miss Richard observed Mr. Combs' ex-partner and the mother of three children, Kim Porter. Okay, so now here's where Kim Porter comes into the play here. Chill, blame it on the Tusi. Blame it on the Tusi. I always do with Diddy. Always will with Diddy, leaving Mr. Combs' recording studio in tears with visible facial injuries, including a lacerated lip. Now, I wonder if this is one of the times that Gene Deal was around, or maybe possibly Roger Bonds was around, because Roger Bonds as well as Gene Deal, from what I'm hearing, have both been around Kim Porter as far as the bodyguard scene goes. So I wonder if this is Roger Bonds' era as far as 2005 goes, because Gene was the late 90s. So yeah, actually this would be Roger Bond's time. This would be Roger Bond's time here. Let me see here. Recording studio. Okay, realizing that Mr. Combs was capable of committing acts of violence against women caused Miss Richard to feel deep apprehension and fear that Mr. Combs could one day physically harm her. Miss Richard was present with Mr. Combs was introduced to Cassie. So Don was around when Diddy first met and was introduced to Cassie. Funny how Don was around for so much. And the crazy thing is, right? Funny how the universe works, right? Even with all the people that's getting name dropped in this case in particular and around the time frames, it's almost like her case, her lawsuit, pretty much it rounds up everybody else's. It pretty much it circumferences everybody else's and just confirms everything with it being Dawn from Danny Kane of all people. So Dawn was present when Mr. Combs was introduced to Cassie Ventura for the first time in or around 2006. The moment Sean first saw Cassie, his demeanor noticeably shifted. Diddy positioned himself directly in front of Cassie's seat, invading her personal space. Okay, and fixated her with an intense, unyielding stare, isolating her from the other people in the room, including Cassie's then boyfriend, music producer Ryan Leslie. Now, I do remember that particular meeting, and I actually showed it before too with Ryan Leslie, in which they were literally going over a signing, I think, for Cassie, and the entire clip, you can look at Diddy in his eyes, and his eyes are directly, what it do, Fury B? His eyes are directly looking at Cassie the entire time he's speaking. No one else in the room even existed. Even, like she just said, Ryan Leslie was sitting right next to Cassie. Diddy did not give two flying fucks. Ryan Leslie has went on record talking about how he was pretty much shunned away from Cassie, and pretty much Diddy just paid to keep Cassie away from Ryan. Coincidentally, same way, if you think about it, same way he did Kim Porter to who am I thinking of now? Quincy's dad, Al B. Shore. Same way he did Al B. Shore with Kim Porter. He did the same thing with Cassie and Ryan Leslie. Hell, this even goes back to now. I'm thinking about it. Wolf. Shit, he's been doing this since Wolf and Justin. Wow, that's crazy. Coincidentally, the first meeting between Diddy and Cassie was the first time that Dawn was in Diddy's presence without camera crew filming. Observing Diddy behave in such an intimidating, predatory manner for the first time that they were off camera made Dawn feel deeply apprehensive and afraid of him once again. So again, Shakir Stewart as well. As Gene has said, excuse me, in parts. As Gene has said so many times before, what Diddy wants, Diddy gets. So this is just a more confirmation again that Diddy pretty much uses his force and power to get what he wants all the time. This, like I said, this case right here is literally circumferencing everybody and rounding everything together and confirming everything. So subsequently, Cassie ended her relationship with Ryan Leslie and began dating Diddy, who would become violent and abusive towards her. Diddy Kane's sexual harassment, inhumane treatment, and denial of basic needs by Diddy. For the majority of Miss Richards' tenure as a member of Diddy Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, Diddy required her to remain at his various residences and studios in New York, L.A., Florida, and New Jersey for activities such as recording, rehearsing, dressing, preparing costumes, and exercising. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Does that not sound like what he was doing with Little Rod? Where he pretty much just had Little Rod just around him. He didn't need to necessarily have him around. He just made sure he was a slave to him and just stayed around him. Almost like an extra assistant, an extra just person to just, an extra toy on the shelf almost for him. Throughout the productions of Making the Band 3 and 4, Diddy deprived Dawn and her Diddy Kane bandmates of basic needs such as adequate food and sleep. That's another thing. Little Rod literally said, even on Tisa Tells, that, yo, you couldn't even be caught dead eating, but let him be starving even just a little bit, and he's ordering lobster and shrimp and 5-star menu shit and eating it right in your face, and you better not even eat a Slim Jim right in front of him. That's kind of crazy. Like, water was not even as abundant as much as the liquor was around. Yes, a huge pattern here. Once again, I guess I'm going to have to just keep saying it. All the different things that happened in this particular case confirms every single thing from all of the other cases. So if I am a lawyer in this is also, able to be laid down in court, just the summary of this case here is able to be laid down in court, just certain pinpoints from it, certain sightings from it. Oh, tell her I am a great fan of hers. Tell him I am a great fan of hers. Tell her I said hello. Jill says hello. All of these things you can pretty much cite in court and say, hey, remember when he did this? He also did it here, and 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 here too. So if I'm, like I said, if you can pretty much use this, even in the Little Rod case, because the Little Rod case could be pretty big. It could even be bigger than this one, right? Easily. If we're, that's another thing too, because with all of the different people that are named in this one, I wonder sometimes if Gene Deal is going to be right as far as something happening to Diddy or Diddy doing something to himself, harming himself in some type of way. God bless. Because these shits are heavy now. This lawsuit is probably, after paying $100 million that you didn't really have, and then the next day you're slammed with one of your even bigger cases than Little Rod, bruh, that mirror looking dark as a bitch right now. Throughout the productions of Making the Band 3 and 4, Diddy deprived. Okay, so the food and sleep. When Dawn or Danity Kane bandmates requested meals or rest, Diddy refused and chastised them for derogatory comments like "you bitches don't want this" or "y'all are not hungry enough, and I'm paying you bitches to work." This demeaning behavior gradually undermined Dawn's confidence and contributed significantly to her growing feelings of insecurity and fear of reprisal from Diddy, which you can easily see that in the interview that she did about a year ago that we showed. So, and even in all the other interviews, a lot of Danity Kane used to be, except for Aubrey O'Day, who got fired live on TV. Of course, she was always going to have her stint. But the rest of them pretty much was always speaking highly of Diddy. They always spoke highly of Diddy out of fear. Even the interview last year, that was just before Cassie's case that Dawn did, you can tell Dawn was pretty much always going to speak highly of Diddy just out of fear, just out of sheer fear to do it. I'm not confident in her attorney. I hope she chooses better counsel. That was another thing. Shout out to Tisha Tells. That was another thing that she had also mentioned. Miss Lisa Bloom hasn't had the best track record, but I kind of want to dig deeper into Lisa Bloom for the simple fact that she still represented the victim. She not only represented Weinstein, but she represented the victims too in one. So I mean, you kind of got to give it there with her. You know, she's been a part of a lot of big name cases. It's not like she's just some, I'll put it like this. She's not Tyrone Blackburn, right? But at the same time, she's still gotten the job done in certain scenarios. I'm not going to say that, there wasn't some type of sabotage in, I think, the Tierra Marima case, or who's the other one? Nene. I think it was Nene had another case. Like, there's some instances, yeah, I get it, where she probably fumbled the ball and it looks like it was on purpose or sabotage. But you still got to give it the benefit of the doubt that this is still a lawyer at the end of the day. Yes, I do think and agree as well. She probably could have chose better representation because of who Lisa Bloom has represented in the past. However, you got to take what you can get, and maybe Lisa Bloom decided to, take this on because Tyrone was, filled up. Remember, Tyrone took on at least 7 of the damn out of 12 Diddy cases. Tyrone's got his hand full. I'm pretty sure he's got his hands full. That's the thing. I'm definitely gonna look into her because, like I said, I keep hearing those same exact sentiments that she's sabotaged more cases than she has won them. But let's see here. Where we at? Oh, okay. Upon information and belief, Diddy would regularly be awake for prolonged periods of time because he was high on drugs, high off that Tusi. During these periods, Mr. Combs demanded continuous access to Miss Richards and her Danity Kane bandmates, often forcing them to record and rehearse for stretches of 36 to 48 hours without breaks. Forced to choose between eating and sleeping, Miss Richards lost a significant amount of weight, weighing approximately 100 pounds at a height of 5'4". Wow. That is nuts. You are literally forcing someone to be anorexic and starving at that point. That part, you won in the case with that part. You forcing somebody just to pretty much, starve themselves to death almost just to work. That's crazy. Dawn began to normalize these extreme conditions and perceived them as standard requirements of her participation in Danity Kane. Diddy regularly sent his associates to wake Dawn and her Danity Kane bandmates in the overnight hours so he could watch them rehearse. Regulatory of these disturbances led to Dawn to adapt by sleeping in a sitting position, fully dressed and with makeup on, heightening her anxiety. Like I said the last night, I know all about having to sit up sleeping. If you've been to prison or jail, you know what I'm talking about. You sometimes have to sit your ass up and just, you know what I'm saying, just nod your head for a little second and wake yourself back up. That type of vibe. I understand that. In addition to exhausting rehearsals, Diddy required Dawn and her bandmates to participate in intense workouts with a personal trainer. And on one occasion, while running on the beach, Dawn became so dehydrated that she vomited. That's crazy. You're running on the beach and can't even have a bottle of water. That's nuts. Instead of offering medical assistance, MTV Network's camera crew filmed the incident, contributing to her acceptance of such treatment as part of her professional life. So even on the show, they made it look like Dawn was sick when, in all hindsight, she was actually just fucking dehydrated and they exhausted her. That's kind of crazy right there to make someone look like they're sick. And yeah, they're sick because you fucking exhausted them, literally, and dehydrated them. And the unrelenting and rigorous schedule of rehearsals, performance, and near constant filming that Diddy imposed caused Miss Richard to experience extreme weight loss, dehydration, fatigue, and painful rashes from the microphone pack. Wow. She was required to wear on her back. Ugh. These conditions intensified Dawn's feelings of powerlessness as she increasingly viewed them as part of her professional reality and feared the consequences of any resistance. In a further assertion of power and dominance, Mr. Combs insisted on holding meetings while dressed only in his underwear. You nasty son of a bitch. This is no different than him forcing Little Rod to make music while he was taking a shower. If you remember in his case, he had him literally sit there making beats while Diddy was naked on the other side of the curtain, pretty much, or whatever you want to call it, the shower door, just completely naked. That's just sick and twisted right there. That's just sick and twisted. On one occasion in 2008 at his Miami residence, Diddy emailed Dawn directing her to meet him in the living room. When she arrived, he was wearing only his underwear. Again, just nastiness. That's already a sexual assault right there. Dawn asked her, Diddy to put clothes on, but he refused, stating that this is my motherfucking house. Diddy then conducted a meeting lasting approximately an hour while dressed in just his underwear, causing Dawn to feel violated and embarrassed and amplifying her feelings of powerlessness. That right there is like, yo, dog, you trying to get some ass while you supposedly talking business? That's the only reason you called her in there. You called her in there to try to get some head, you nasty son of a bitch. Following the official Danny Kane breakup in early 2009, effectuated by Diddy, Dawn experienced significant financial hardship with no prospective opportunities for employment within the entertainment field. Dawn spent several months traveling from Baltimore to Daddy's recording studio. She also talked about that too. She literally was just hopping on the train, paying to go from, we went over that, just going from her place all the way back to New York. And he literally was on some, on your own dime. You can do that shit without pay or allocated budget. She literally was in the worst studio in Daddy's house and literally was working for free, as well as she was paying her own way to get back and forth there. And that was out of sheer just, I want to keep working because I don't have any other opportunities. Diddy just pretty much just said, yeah, you can do that shit just on your own dime. I don't really care what you do. Diddy promised that Dawn's compositions would result in payment of license fees and royalties pursuant to her contract with Bad Boy Records. However, no such compensation was ever reported or paid to Dawn. Damages relative to these continuing copyright infringements will be proved in trial. Make it look like she was sick to cover it up. Yeah, pretty much. And then we're at exit 4 here. Diddy Dirty Money. Dawn experiences Diddy gender-based physical violence, criminal acts, sexual assault, threats, and intimidation. By approximately the fall of 2009, many of Dawn's compositions had been recorded by other Bad Boy recording artists. So her songs definitely had some type of placement to it. It's not like they just sat there and, she was just writing a bunch of records and they just never got picked up. It's actually a good testament to the fact that she was more talent than just charisma. She had the talent and gift and act of writing as well. That's what kept her in the game for so long, pretty much. Due to the success of the compositions, Dawn was invited to meet with musical artist Kalina Harper. Miss Harper, and shortly thereafter, Diddy, Miss Richard, and Kalina formed a new group, Diddy Dirty Money. Initial recording for Diddy Dirty Money's album Last Train to Paris took place in Mr. Combs' home on Doheny Drive in L.A., California. On the first day of recording, Miss Richard and Miss Harper arrived at Diddy's home and waited for him in the kitchen, where the girlfriend, Cassie, was frying eggs for him. Okay, so here's a scene for Cassie now. Dawn observed Diddy come down the stairs looking high on drugs, high off the Tusi again, y'all. High off that Tusi. Entered the kitchen, approached Cassie, and screamed, "I've been asking you for my shit. I've been asking you for my shit. I can't stand you, bitch. You never do it right. You never do it right." Mr. Combs pushed Cassie against the wall, choked her, picked up the scalding hot pan of eggs and threw it at her, causing her to fall to the ground in fetal position. Cursing and screaming, Diddy dragged Cassie up the stairs. Now, just reading that, I'm already saying to myself, okay, again, can pretty much put this with a lot of the other cases, because if we're talking about Dawn being a witness to what was going on with Cassie, now you also see why Diddy paid that $30 million so quickly, because he would know that Dawn and a couple of other people besides a camera were actual witnesses of what he had actually done. This is also more proof that goes with the videotape of him, hitting Cassie, dragging her up a hole. It's crazy. Like, you have way too many instances now confirmed just in that one thing of you throwing, or someone witnessing you throwing hot scalding eggs at somebody like you goddamn Al Green to somebody. Or Al Green wife, I should say. So Al Green wife took that boiling water. Said, all right, cheating on me. Keep talking shit to me. Got something for your ass. I got something for your ass. Al Green wife. Pour that hot shit right on him. Scalding hot. But you don't do that to a woman that is just trying to cook you breakfast. You don't do that, Diddy. That's just pure, you just straight pussy for that. Frozen in shock and terror, Dawn heard glass shattering, crashing, and banging noises as Diddy dragged Cassie up the stairs. Dawn wanted to intervene and help Cassie, but Miss Harper, Kalina, adamantly refused to interfere in Diddy's relationship and physically led Dawn out of the residence. So pretty much she made sure that, she had to go away, catch breath, say, hey, I understand. You do want to intervene. You never know what goes on. And see, that's another thing too, right? Think about this. If you think about just the regular everyday shit, right? You think about a couple that actually fights on the regular, right? And you see domestic violence just happen all the time with those two. I hate you too. I hate you. I hate you too. I hate the whole baby boy thing. You know what I'm saying? Those two people that's just how they actually communicate and just, get their shit off with each other. Some people are actually like that. But there are other instances like this to where you just know this is morally wrong. And Cassie is pretty much just in the same situation that they were in at the time. Because this is, like I said, Cassie's, she's scared of losing her own solo career as well as the glitz and glamour that she's now been accustomed to. As well as it's being held over her head like she's being held over a fucking balcony almost. The same exact treatment ends up happening with Dirty Money, and it's more intimidation factors used here now on Diddy's behalf to intimidate the ladies of Dirty Money and Cassie to pretty much stay with him, or there's something will be done as far as consequences. And physically led Cassie. So terrified and shaken, Dawn returned to her hotel, where she was unable to sleep due to worrying about Cassie and her own safety. The following day, Dawn received a call demanding that she return to Diddy's residence to continue recording. Diddy brought Dawn and Kalina into the recording room at his studio, locked the door, dimmed the lights, and gave each of them flowers. Diddy went on at length stating, "This is normal. This was just a lover's argument where no one was hurt. This is what love is. I'm giving you an opportunity. If you want to make it, you shut your mouth. You say anything, there will be consequences." Diddy further warned that people end up missing. You know what I'm saying? Being threatened while locked for over 20 minutes in a small enclosed space with Diddy after observing Diddy violently assault Cassie the day before. Dawn was terrified and genuinely believed that Diddy would follow through with those threats. And, that's very Diddy-esque. It's very Diddy-esque. The same way he did with the NDAs. It's just the thing, you can't necessarily put someone in NDA for what they witnessed, because that same NDA they could just take, to the police. So he has to do other intimidating factors like, lock you in a room and give you some flowers, then tell, "Hey, shut the fuck up before I kill your ass." That's the type of person Diddy is. To literally give you flowers and a gift just so you can shut the fuck up. And I'm just going to tell you, "Hey, I need you to shut the fuck up or I'm going to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. So here's some flowers right now to make you smile right now." Bastard, yo. Just nasty. Nasty. And around November 2009, after the Soul Train Awards in Atlanta, Georgia, Diddy flew Dawn and Kalina to his house in New York on his private jet for an after party. There were many well-known celebrities at the after party, and copious amounts of illegal drugs were being openly consumed. Open information and belief Diddy had arranged for dozens of young women and girls, some of whom appeared to be underage, to be transported to the party. The women arrived wearing little to no clothing, and were given drugs and alcohol. Many of them appeared lethargic or passed out, while Mr. Combs and his guests performed sexual acts on them. Miss Dawn believed that her presence at the party was a test to see whether Diddy could trust her. Of course it was. Now, here's the kicker. This after party that they're talking about is the same after party that Kevin Hart was at. So if you guys remember, we don't have to play the clip right now, of course. But if you remember, Kevin Hart was literally interviewed. Matter of fact, let's just go to that party real quick. We don't have to stay at the party, of course. It's a Diddy party. We never want to stay at the Diddy party too long. But we're gonna go to, of course, just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. Because there were some interesting things, and I think if we're putting ourselves at this actual party, we can now pinpoint some of the things, or should I say some of the people that she might be talking about. And maybe from this footage, we might be able to catch some underage ones, So let's keep our placement in the case here, of course.
F5. We in the motherfucking fucking.
Merci, yes. Merci. Last train to Paris. That's French, baby. For thanks.
Not Last Train to Paris.
Yeah, you see it. No, not yet. You messing up. That's your problem. I got a nice, go get a drink downstairs. We got
No homo. Come here, man. Hey, yo. Kevin, come here. No homo. We gonna have a contest.
You know, we're gonna have a contest. We're gonna get our breath first, because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're gonna go back and forth. Uh-oh.
You know, first of all, make sure my mic is on. Before I even get into trashing Diddy, you know, I'm going to acknowledge him on a special day. I bought the album, you know what I'm saying?
You bought
I didn't ask you for nothing.
No, you didn't.
I didn't ask you for nothing free.
Yes.
I downloaded it. I didn't go to the store because I'm lazy.
I thought you said you bought it. You ain't say you downloaded it. Get your story right.
Download
you downloaded it, you bought it. You lying. You lying. You lying. You're lying. He's lying. You didn't even buy it yet.
Listen.
He's lying.
Listen.
Yo, come in here, man. Come in here, man.
I'm not.
Hey, yo.
Listen.
Yo, come in here. No homo. We're gonna get some ladies in here. We're gonna make sure our breath is fresh.
No, say pause. Say pause.
Pause.
Don't acknowledge this. It has nothing to do with me and Puff. Nothing to do with me and Puff right now.
Hold on, let's get some ladies.
So even back then, right? Notice how they even had to keep doing all this pause. And you literally just lighting candles around supposedly for some women, right? Supposedly you lighting this for the women, I would hope, right? Now, apparently, this is, like I said, the Dirty Money after party for the last train to Paris.
He's in here. There's nothing to just bypass all
Bypass. Put the camera past the facts. No, I'll go first.
No.
It's a movement. I'll definitely go and take a swig of Listerine.
And for real, you the comedian, so go light on me. Tonight's my night. Don't kill me.
No, I'm definitely.
Go light on me tonight. I know you a comedian and everything. That could have been taken more than one way. Of course, you've already been seen moving dildos off of the bed now.
Right now, start off. Like I said, it's your day. You know, you got a lot of people walking around with the dirty money.
Yeah, I want to say I'm sorry.
No, dude. Listen.
Okay, security. Please help me out for a second.
Okay, listen. First of all, if you don't get this failed UFC fighter out of here, no, dude, I'm just kidding. It's all jokes, man. No, don't say. Look, he got a taser. Listen. I thought he really had a taser. Let's go in and let's win.
Hey yo, check it out. We getting so much money out here. I don't really feel secure. So you know, no homo. But I'm taking big white people with me everywhere. Big white people with guns is coming with me everywhere. I'm just telling you now. I'm not going nowhere.
The security guard's not supposed to let it.
Hey yo, we getting the party started. Hey yo, tell them what it's gonna be like. I gotta talk to Cat.
Go talk to him right now. Listen, go to the security. Just run real quick. Sweetie, can you bring my drink, please? Nothing around here but beautiful waitresses, as you can see. Coca-Cola, so it is, sweetie. Hey, I'ma take it. No, that Listerine is definitely not good. It's gonna take a second. To be good. Bottom line, I'm in the nigga house, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna show y'all the unexclusive. See, it's shit in here that he don't want y'all to see. I'm gonna find it. That's what I do. That's what happens when you put a comedian in the room. But right now, look, I'm gonna give y'all a second, tour around, figure out what's going on, enjoy the house the same way I am. I'm gonna go drink this, because I done fucked my mouth up with this goddamn Listerine. Cheers to you.
Hey yo, turn the music down. We live? Where we live at? Let's get live right here. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Let's get some order to this. Everybody, first of all, I don't know why all the girls over there and all the guys over here, if you ain't talking to a girl, then you got to go, because this ain't that type of party. If you shy,
I got my bad thing.
hey yo, tell them downstairs, just let up girls. Get it, girls, strike up a conversation or something.
I got my bad thing.
Hey yo, we live? Tell me, we live right now? Okay, check this out.
Cap, I put this thing.
I want to play some new things from the album.
Now, only because I already know how they're gonna do with the music right there. That's when they got some Trey Songz music going or whatever.
I see this is what I'm going to do.
I just got
This is what I'm going to do, because I think they never been to a Diddy party. If you not dancing,
I just got hard.
then you got to go. So security, if you see somebody and they not dancing, they got to go.
I heard what Dawn said.
Period, point blank.
I heard
Period, point. Ladies, I need y'all to come in. Ladies, security, if they ain't dancing, they got to go home. If they ain't dancing, they got to go home.
Did anybody else catch that little boy?
Ladies, security, if you see,
I just got hard.
this is what I'm going to
I just got hard. I don't know what the hell Don said to him, but
do, because I think they never been to a Diddy party. If you not dancing,
I just got hard.
then you got to go.
Don said something to him.
So security, if you see somebody and they not dancing, they got to go.
I heard what Dawn said.
Period, point blank.
I heard
Period, point. Ladies, I need y'all to come in.
I heard what Dawn said.
If they ain't dancing, they...
It's a movement,
Make sure Kevin mic up loud. And mic loud. This on. I just got
Check.
There we go.
Let us out. If your name ain't Sean Combs, you gotta take your hat off. If your name ain't Sean Combs and you're male, you gotta take your hat off. It's a little bit disrespectful to be in my house with your hat on, okay?
All y'all niggas in here with these hot-ass scuddies on.
Hey, yo, for real.
These hot-ass beanie caps. Get the beanie caps off.
Hold on, where my son at?
The light-skinned dude with the good hair. That's just...
It's one of them.
Shouts out to Lil Diddy 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Diddy's sons who look nothing like him. It's still in question. We don't really know what's going on.
Shout out to Diddy's sons that are still in question. We don't even know if they're his.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, dude. Don't nobody want to see that shit.
Only one Zane, what it do?
Like. See, because as sons, people don't understand, man. You know, yeah, you guys may have a different life, but at the same time,
give it up for my son.
Watch this.
Shouts out to Diddy's sons who look nothing like him. It's still in question.
Even Kevin Hart had to call this out.
Oh, come on, man.
Even Kevin Hart had to call that out.
Come on, dude. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Come on, man. That's what I like. See, because as sons, people don't understand, man. You know, yeah, you guys may have a different life, but at the same time,
give it up for my sons. They know how to articulate themselves. Thank you very much.
You know, we got a lot of stars in the building right now. First and foremost, myself. Let's acknowledge that real quick before we get to questions. Shout out to my nigga Fab. Still using the eraser on his Timbs. Hey, Puff, look, real quick. I want to ask some people.
So let's notate, Fabulous is there. That's one celebrity. Now, if we hear that Trey Songz, Neo, certain people are there, we know where we are in this case.
For real, if you hit me that hard again.
Listen. Okay, first of all, get your body together. Work out. Hey, listen.
Wow. Trey Songz.
Wow.
Who's here somewhere.
I'm right here, Puff.
He's here? Where's he? Yeah. Come on in. It's Trey Songz, yo. Make some noise for Trey Songz in the building.
All right. So now we have defendant number 2. Well, not defendant, but now we have, I guess you want to say redacted, not even redacted name. We have celebrity number 2. Let's just say that. Trey Songz is in the building. Again, let's take note of these celebrities while we read this case.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight from the garden, ripping it down.
Yeah, that's hot.
Press.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got hold. This shit say Diddy on it.
Hey, shout out to nigga Trey in the building. Whatever. You know, heard you just came from the garden. Great. Yeah, it's good. Sold out show. Whatever.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's great.
But we here to talk about last train to Paris.
Trey. Let's talk about last Paris real quick, Trey. It's Mike back. Give me this. All right.
I think you, okay, yeah, take this one.
Oh, check. Okay, there it is. All right, Trey, you got a track on the album.
Yes,
I heard the track. You know, I can honestly say I'm a fan of the track. It was a very positive track. You did your thing on it. How?
My shit was positive.
It was positive. I mean, he's at a loss for words tonight. Why don't you dip into your stand-up?
Did you really hear this shit?
No, very educational track. How? Be honest with you, man. In the studio, you know, working with Puff is. So when you stop, well, fix the mic, dude.
Yeah. See.
Okay. No. Get it done.
Yeah.
Send it to me. No, that's big.
Yeah, shut up, shorty. Take this.
Is this one gonna work? All right, check. Okay. All right. Yo, stop giving me different microphones. Pause.
Pause. Heavily pause. Shut up, shorty. Take this was very pause.
This is getting weird. All right, look, Trey, on top of that.
Okay, hey, yo. We need to pass some Ciroc out over there. I see y'all over there. DJ Clue, we want to thank you for being one of our first supporters, man.
All right, so DJ Clue's also there. I doubt he's going to be named, though. All right, so here's the scene
Check.
where the women are.
All right. Hey, what's going on? It's official. We're here. Dirty Money album release party, last train to Paris. It's crazy. I decided to switch scenes. It got too hectic down there. I'm up here in the hot tub doing it official. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Trey's up here. My nigga Fab's up here. You know.
Now, apparently, some of these girls are actually 16, 17, 18, and 19. They're not necessarily of age, as Dawn has said in the case.
When you have a scene like this, you got to bring bosses with you. As you see, it's female friendly. We got a ladies and a female. She's butt ball. That's what I call it, raw dog. I'm not jumping the tub myself. You know, once everybody moves out, you know, it's just me and the lady. This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. You know, doing what I do best. Oh, shit! Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera.
That bitch head just got caught on fire by a candle. That was on live.
Got the camera off! Hand rock, let's go.
Let me also say that is the problem with wearing afros. Sometimes they're just not in the best setting. And in that particular moment, she was not in the best setting for having an afro with a candle lit behind her. I'm just saying.
Here, it's still a Dirty Money last train to Paris release party. We had technical difficulties last time, but I'm gonna tell you something. When you with troopers, we act as troopers and we fix situations. We're up here, everybody's safe. No, this one's here. We had Trigger Trey on the scene. Honestly, second degree black belt in first aid. Right now, also my man Terrence, BT 106 Park, he's in the building. Shouts out to Terrence for a very small waistline on his pants. Listen, we're really right now. Listen, what we're doing is unbelievable. No, listen. What we're doing is unbelievable up here. No, listen, it's all love here, okay? I'm tipsy, everybody's tipsy. Get in the tub, sweetie. Be careful. If you fall, that's a lot that's gonna go down. Girl, sit your ass in the tub. Trey, if you can't, put it in the knot. If you can't, Trey, can you put it in the knot? Just put it in the knot. If you can, put it here in a knot. If you can, just for safety. We had a fire. We had a fire here not too long ago. As you can see, Fab is still shell shocked. He's still fucked up. No. Let's do it reactively. Okay, I was in the middle. Here, just for you guys to understand what just happened. So I'm in the middle. Okay, Trey, can you get this? Can somebody turn the mic on for Trey? We need a mic on for Trey. Is a mic on for Trey? All right.
You know my sexy shit.
Okay.
So I was like,
that is how he looks. That is definitely how he looks.
oh shit, her hair's burned.
I'm still giving an interview, so this is how bosses do it. I hear Fab go,
oh shit, oh shit is on fire.
I didn't register the information yet. I said, and our shit is fire, because this is what we do. I turn around to see a full-fledged flame go out. Before anyone can act, Trey tried to. What did you
Terrence
try to do?
sure
Did you
does
try to
have
do
a
that,
lot
Trey?
of secrets. I definitely would agree on that.
I think she.
Terrence definitely does have a lot of secrets to hold, being that he was in the movie with Cassie.
She went under.
Baby, your part. Do your part. Do your part.
We turned it into a movement. That's basically. Can we get a shot of Terrence's pants? Watch out. Get a shot of this. Look at his pants. Let's get a shot of his pants.
Why are you zooming in on his pants?
It's a very small waistline. Jesus.
Talking about pause.
That MRGs. That MRGs. Go downstairs. Hey.
Of course, we can, play the music there. But as we can see here, this is pretty much the star-studded after party that is pretty much a part of this case here. Now, I haven't seen Neo yet.
That's me, nigga. Get the camera on my fucking hands. I'm about to get loose on this bitch, nigga. Ones and twos, Kevin Hart, last train to Paris. Feel my.
So far, like I said, I have not seen Neo in here. But there are some instances where I have to turn down the actual music that's being played for just certain copyright instances. Okay, Swiss Beats is here.
Put the ass on the floor, DJ. Let's go.
Check. Hey, listen. If y'all think we not gonna dress Swiss Beats hat in this bitch tonight, no. Fuck you.
Oh shit.
Puff. Hey, fuck you. Excuse me. Somebody tell the b.l.a.c.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, you're absolutely right what was happening, blog. Funny how Diddy said that him and Fab had never partied before. But as Diddy put it, they never partied.
To move. The b.l.a.c.'s in the way.
He never got him off the Tusi yet.
Sweetie.
We need Swizzy standing up there.
Here's the thing, man. First of all, it's a movement. My nigga Swiss Beats just got in the house. Woo! Listen, his thing was Swiss. Swiss gonna wear a lot of shit, and everybody never gonna say shit. I I'm gonna say some shit, Swiss.
Say it, baby. Say it.
I'm gonna address the hat. I don't like
It's cold,
the bow
nigga.
tie.
We in New York tonight.
I don't like the bow tie at the top of the hat. I like the hat. You just not gonna tie that loop on that hat and think I'm not gonna say shit
Well,
about
where
it.
your skateboard at with them things on your feet,
Hey,
though?
that's a good comeback. Okay, hey, let's go to the next song. Listen, let's go to. They get me back.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed.
Who sees the background?
Just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like.
Listen, let's go to. They get me back.
In case you missed it, does anybody see that there in the background there on the gray on the bed? We don't have to say what it is, but you know.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
Live in HD, Fury B. Live in HD.
If we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher just.
Well, look who it is.
The garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like just how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest.
The famous clip of wrestling over the frosted flakes with Usher. You heard Usher the last time we visited this particular relationship. Usher likes fish.
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me.
Fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
Did anybody else? Okay, so I'm not the only one that's noticing that there's a group of guys just literally lined up in a bedroom. I'm not the only one that's blind to that part. Okay, there are literally about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even this tall motherfucker here is supposed to be the security guard. Usher has now walked in the bedroom to say hello. I want y'all to peep that. We are all in the bedroom. That is why Kevin Hart is so uncomfortable with this scenario here. And a dildo is literally on the bed right now. A gray dildo is live in living color on the bed. With Usher now in the building, or in the bedroom now. This big tall motherfucker here. This big tall motherfucker back here. Another dude just peeking over. Him right here. Him here. And God knows who else is on the side here. But why are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 niggas inside one bedroom? Something is not right here. Clearly.
Having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Fuck that mic. I'm a
9.
thug. At the end of the day, nigga, I kill niggas, man. No, listen, at the end of the day, I kill niggas. Everybody know me, man. Listen, in the streets, Diddy's there this weekend.
Well, I think we've seen enough there. I think we've seen enough there. Don't you? Right. All them dancing bears back there. All them damn dancing bears back there. He ain't security. He probably the billionaire paying for the show. Well, I would think he's security. I would think he was security. But what he was about to indulge in don't look like it was part of security activities. I'll just say that as well. So, we were at the party, right? Okay, so there were many well-known celebrities at the after party, and copious amounts of illegal drugs were being openly consumed. Upon information and belief, Diddy had arranged for dozens of young women and girls, some of whom appeared to be underage, to be transported to the party. The women arrived wearing little to no clothing and were given drugs and alcohol. Many of them appeared lethargic or passed out, while Diddy and his guests performed sexual acts on them. Dawn believed that her presence at the party was a test to see whether Diddy could trust her. Diddy repeatedly said things like, "This is a buffet. Enjoy yourselves. This is what we do. This is how we party." Dawn felt shocked and horrified at the sight of Diddy and his guests violating incapacitated young women, and implored Diddy personal assistant Capricorn Clark. Haven't heard about Miss Clark in so long, Miss Lauren London's sister. Right, security my ass. Literally. That's a good one right there. That's a great one right there. Miss Capricorn Clark. So if you didn't realize who I put the picture of in the post earlier, it was Capricorn. So the first picture had Dawn, of course, but that last picture was Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn Clark to allow her to leave. Okay, so let me just read that whole sentence again back, right? Dawn felt shocked and horrified at the sight of Diddy and his guests violating incapacitated young women and implored Diddy's personal assistant. She implored Capricorn to allow her to leave. Capricorn insisted that Dawn wait about 15 minutes for Miss Clark to make it make sense. That is, to make Dawn exit less conspicuous so that Diddy would not notice that she had left, knowing that she was not free to leave and had to wait for Capricorn to help her orchestrate her departure. Dawn experienced a feeling of panic and being trapped against her will. Keep in mind what Cap said when Cassie case dropped. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring up some of her shit in just a second. Just a second. Who we at here? To leave. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Diddy regularly placed Miss Richard in similar situations with no means to escape. At Diddy's drug-fueled parties, his guests, including Miss Dawn, were required to surrender their phones upon entry. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he do the same exact shit in St. Bart's? We watched that video. Let me see your phones. 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 Confiscating all phones. He confiscated his kids' goddamn phones. What you doing with the kids' goddamn phones? I didn't understand that part. French Montana was sitting there back like, damn, man, I don't want to give my goddamn phone. Man, take my goddamn phone. Thank you, Frenchie. Thank you, Frenchie. Like, well, shit. You confiscating everybody's goddamn phone. You might as well took the cameraman phone. Took Lil Rod shit too. Everybody's goddamn phone. Diddy kept the doors locked and guarded by security personnel, making it impossible for Miss Dawn to leave without alerting Diddy that she had done so. Diddy hired police officers to attend his parties, sending a clear message to guests that his influence extended to law enforcement officers in creating a climate of fear and tacit warning that reporting him to authorities would be both unacceptable and futile. On many occasions, Diddy had parties at his Miami, Florida residence that lasted for several days. At one of the parties, Dawn witnessed Diddy openly stating that he had arranged for busloads of young exotic girls, such as mixed black and Asian, Indonesian, and albino. Once again, Dawn observed inebriated young girls being sexually violated by Diddy and his guests. In a state of panic and terror, Dawn fled to the bedroom. Diddy had insisted she stay and barricaded the door shut with furniture. Oh shit. So he barricaded the door with some damn furniture. Probably pushed the dresser in front of the door and shit. That's messed up. Diddy openly assaulted Cassie in front of Dawn and other witnesses on multiple occasions. On one occasion, in or around the fall of 2009, Diddy Dirty Money was in New York preparing to perform at a festival. Inside the vehicle, Diddy grabbed Cassie's neck, pulled her out of the van onto the grass, and pinned her head down, choking her while yelling, "You're gonna get fucked up today." This incident took place in the backstage area just outside the festival. It was entirely visible to passersby. In other instances, in or around early 2010, Diddy punched Cassie in the face in the bathroom of a party in L.A. frequently, and Cassie attempted to voice an opinion or stand up to Diddy. He would strike her or wrap his hands around her throat and choke her. Right. Kidnapping verified. You said it right there, Fear B. Kidnapping verified. When you taking phones, you beating women up. Yeah. Trafficking is definitely along the lines of those parts right there, brother. We can definitely see the trafficking part in this one. Remember, it's already been proven in earlier part of this case here in this lawsuit that you have taken this woman from someone else, as well as in her particular case, Miss Ventura, she even said you held her against her will with your power and money. This circumferences the trafficking part of your shit, Diddy. You done fucked up, brother. On the first several occasions that they observed Diddy assault Cassie, Dawn and Kalina spoke with Cassie to support and encourage Cassie in escaping her abusive relationship with Diddy. So, seems now, yeah, at least Kim fought back. Kim wasn't playing that shit. You heard Gene. Kim wasn't playing that shit at all. Yes, I agree with you, Norma. It is sad. It is very sad, Norma, that, people pretty much just stood by and just looked at this shit like it was normal. And in some cases, it was because Diddy was actually more powerful than them, say even the Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying? Trey Songz couldn't even say nothing to Diddy. Well, that's a bad example because Trey Songz doing the same dastardly shit. Fab couldn't say nothing to Diddy. Right? Fab could never say nothing to Diddy because he knows something would happen to him, especially around those particular times, before truth-telling was even seen as a good thing. Okay? So, where are we at here? Oh, yeah. So, every time that... so basically, right, this pretty much also talks about how if Dawn and Kalina were helping Cassie pretty much escape, right, this would also, have a string attached to when she left and Kid Cudi's car got blown up. So now we have another witness that can possibly pinpoint the time frame in which Kid Cudi's car got blown up and add on to the other parts of this and Mr. Rodney Jones's trial. Okay? Again, this particular lawsuit circumferences every last lawsuit he has had. All 12 of the motherfuckers. He literally is fucked by Dawn Richards' case because it literally covers and confirms every damn thing in all of the other ones. Every last part of it. Especially when you are now confirming the shit that happened to Cassie, adding on to everyone in the world seeing the videotape. So every time that Dawn and Kalina tried to intervene, Diddy learned of the conversation and became irate. Diddy screamed at the women, "Y'all bitches don't get in my relationship. Don't tell my bitch what she need to be doing. Just make money and shut the fuck up. I ain't an artist. I shelve careers. Could be missing. You bitches want to die today?" Among other threats. Interscope Records enabled Diddy gender-motivated violence. Around late 2009 or early 2010, Bad Boy Entertainment entered an agreement with Interscope, Jeff and A&M Records. Interscope, upon information and belief, Bad Boy was paid $50 million in exchange for Bad Boy's future releases being distributed through Interscope. In doing so, Diddy intended to capitalize on Interscope's significant resources and enhance the promotion and sales of Bad Boy's releases, including Diddy Dirty Money's upcoming album. In the weeks and months leading up to the Bad Boy Interscope deal, Mr. Combs had frequent meetings with producer and the CEO of Interscope Records, Jimmy Iovine. On one such occasion, Diddy hosted a dinner at the West Hollywood, California restaurant, which Dawn and Kalina were required to attend because they're Dirty Money, of course. Among the guests at dinner were celebrities like Neo and Usher. Okay. So, the dinner is where Neo and Usher were. So, Neo was never actually at the actual party. Okay, so we were at the right party because Neo was not actually there. All right, so we do have good confirmation of that at least. So, Neo and Usher were at the dinner this time with Jimmy Iovine. At the dinner, Diddy and Cassie had an argument in front of the dinner guests. Diddy hissed at, you a cat nigga? Well, you are a pussy. But Diddy hissed at Cassie in a screaming whisper and forcefully punched her in the stomach, causing her to double over in visible pain, crying. Capricorn asked, okay. There was a period there. I'm sorry. In visible pain, crying. Capricorn escorted Cassie out of the restaurant, and Diddy remained and continued socializing with the dinner guests. At this point, Interscope Records clearly had acknowledged that Diddy was dangerous around females, and Diddy was willing to brazenly batter a female in public. So what they're saying here, not Interscope Records necessarily, but Jimmy Iovine, the CEO, pretty much. Go back to 66, you said? Where it says, on the first several occasions that they observed Diddy assault Cassie, Dawn and Kalina pretty much were the ones to help coerce Cassie's escape. They were trying to pretty much arrange a great escape for Cassie in part 66 here. So even after Mr. Iovine watched Diddy commit a violent assault in front of numerous high-profile witnesses, the Bad Boy Interscope deal took place and remained in effect, providing Diddy with immense financial rewards and enabling him to commit further acts of violence without any fear of repercussions. Watching Diddy openly assault Cassie in front of Mr. Iovine and various celebrities, observing that other powerful music industry representatives were complicit in Diddy's behavior, amplified Dawn's fear that Diddy could one day harm her as well, and that his actions would be accepted and normalized by everyone surrounding him. So, we see, women don't miss, gay men do though. That's funny. That's funny. That's a good one there, Fury B. That's a great one right there. And crazy thing is, right? Dawn consistently saying that she was gaining more and more fear. You know, it's very climactic even reading in the case because you're literally putting her in a place, even in your mind, of someone that is just watching Diddy's world around him. And you're pretty much just a fly on the wall witnessing all this, just becoming more and more scared that something is going to happen to you. Or I should say you're going to be smashed on the wall like everyone else. It's kind of crazy, right? As part of the agreement between Bad Boy and Interscope, Interscope heavily promoted Diddy Dirty Money's Last Train to Paris album. Mr. Iovine had presented Diddy with a demo of Coming Home for him to produce, a song that would become a multi-platinum hit. Mr. Iovine was encouraging Mr. Combs to develop a new sound for the album, into which Interscope was investing significant resources. Dawn, Kalina, and Cassie all provided vocal performances for this project. Released in 2010, November 2010, the album Last Train to Paris became Diddy Dirty Money's most commercially successful project, providing vast financial rewards to both Diddy, Diddy and Interscope. So, lovely way to dress that up right there, because you also are setting the stage for the fact that, we were successful with that album. Where is my motherfucking money? Diddy Dirty Money, Mr. Combs subjects Dawn to labor, trafficking, and oppressive working conditions. In or around the fall of 2009, Diddy Dirty Money began recording the song Love Comes Down. You make my love come down. You make my love come down. Upon information and belief, Diddy continued to use drugs that caused him to remain awake for prolonged periods of time. When he was awake, he would demand that Dawn and Kalina record in the studio, where they would spend 3 to 4 consecutive days recording, not hours, days, recording without a break or anything to eat or sleep. Diddy required Dawn and Kalina to remain at his home, continuously denying the opportunity to return to their hotel rooms for breaks. The degree of control Diddy exercised over Dawn's daily life and basic needs exacerbated the significant power and unbalanced and threatening atmosphere that ensured Dawn's compliance with his demands. Diddy regularly left the studio and required Dawn and Kalina to stay and write verses to songs. Occasionally, Dawn tried to leave to get something to eat or to go to her hotel. Wherever Dawn tried to leave, Diddy would call and demand, "Where the fuck are you? We have an album to make." Diddy frequently made threats, especially if they asked for food or rest, stating, "You're a bitch. I don't want to see your fucking face. I make niggas go missing. I make things go away." Why does he have to keep saying the "I make niggas go missing" part? See, the fact that that part keeps getting emphasized, of the "I make niggas go missing," it further puts light on Biggie. It puts light on Pac. It puts light on Shakir Stewart. It puts light on Kim Porter. Hell, we can name Craig. It puts a light on a lot of people there with the "I make niggas go missing" part and "I make things go away." It's a lot telling right there. It's a lot telling right there. Each time Dawn returned to the studio, immediately believing that Diddy was capable of following through with his threats, Diddy criticized Dawn for being too skinny, yet denied her request for food and demanded that she drink only peanut butter shakes. Peanut butter shakes are nasty as fuck. Let me also emphasize that. Peanut butter shakes are nasty as fuck. But I get he's trying to just beef her up a little bit more. I get that part. Hell, just have her eat a bunch of cheeseburgers from Wendy's. That part would have made a little bit more sense. Yet denied her request for food and demanded that she drink only peanut butter shakes. Diddy had full meals prepared by a chef and ate them in front of Dawn and Kalina, never offering them food. Ain't that sound like what Mr. Rod said? Little Rod said the same exact thing. You better not be caught dead red-handed with even a Slim Jim or Snicker bar. But let Diddy be hungry. He's ordering lobster and shrimp and lamb chops, eating right in your goddamn face. You can't do nothing about it. You better not ask for a slice of pizza, a french fry, or nothing, nigga. You keep working and telling me what you want to do. Dawn and Kalina begged for food and rest breaks, but Diddy refused, making statements such as, "Absolutely fucking not. This is what it takes to be great." And that's what it takes to be great, huh, Brother Love? That's what it takes to be great, huh? Diddy responses underscored the threat he posed and heightened Dawn's concerns for her safety and well-being. As Dawn continued to work nonstop, transitioning between the studio, rehearsals, workouts, and back to the studio, she became severely dehydrated and experienced chronic stomach cramping from being undernourished and excessively thin. On the numerous occasions that she told Diddy that she was not feeling well, he called her lazy and dismissed her health concerns, instilling in her further apprehension of communicating her needs. In or around the summer of 2010, Dawn experienced abdominal pain, swollen glands, and fever. She was hospitalized and diagnosed with I want to say this right. Arthralgia. Okay, I did say it right. Arthralgia. Arthralgia. Okay. Yeah, I can say that right. Okay. So arthralgia, joint pain due to overuse, sprains, tendonitis, and infection. So it's pretty much I'm from what I'm reading right here, she pretty much had an abdominal infection from not eating, pretty much, or disorderly eating. So then she had anemia. Okay, that makes even more sense. Then she had anemia and a low white blood cell count. So pretty much dehydration as well as, starvation. Both of those things mixed together is pretty much what caused that. Diddy never was skinny nor cute. The nerve of his. Yes, I definitely agree with that. He was never skinny, but yet there you have to tell some of the nerve that you too damn skinny. That's just crazy, man. That's just crazy right there. So Dawn presented Diddy with her medical records, specifying that she needed to emphasize eating well, being adequately hydrated, and getting adequate rest. But Diddy ordered her to report to the studio the next day for another multi-day recording session. So, fresh out of the hospital. Yes, we went over that as well. Excuse me. Fury B. 50 mainly hates Diddy because of his connection with Preem. That's very true. That's very true. As well as Jay-Z. For the most part. So she pretty much had to go to the studio the very next day, fresh out of being out of the hospital. Not get some rest. Well, yeah, I apologize. I've been overworking you, this, that, and the third. No. You're going right back in the studio. I don't care if you just came out the hospital. You're going right back to the studio under the same slave conditions. This is just sad even reading right there. Diddy's blatant disregard for her health and well-being cemented Dawn's fear of his authority and control over her career and health. Dawn continued to witness Diddy's abuse towards Cassie. Cassie often wore sunglasses and makeup in an attempt to hide visible injuries. The crazy thing is, right? The fact of the matter is, we literally did see Cassie in nothing but shades after a while. Remember that period of time around, I want to say, 2010, actually between 2008 and 2012, when Cassie, of course, was out of the, she was pretty much out of the phase of just being an artist, and she was just doing her acting thing, and modeling and being, just the girlfriend of Diddy. You literally only saw her wear shades. You never really saw her eyes anymore since the beginning of her early career. That's the crazy part about that. That's very true right there. You never really saw Cassie's eyes after a while. And as Dawn is saying, it's because of, her face was so damaged up. That's pretty messed up right there. That's fucked up. Excuse me. These instances further solidified. Okay, I read that part right there. So, Dawn's fear, pretty much, of Diddy, and as they were constant reminders of the physical dangers she potentially could and eventually would face. So, Diddy often exhibited uncontrollable anger during recording sessions throwing objects like albums, laptops, and food against the wall or at individuals. Diddy frequently flew into frenzied, unpredictable rages. Dawn feared making any misstep that could direct his anger toward her. However, her fears went beyond her immediate physical safety because she had witnessed Diddy's violent nature, a side of Diddy that the world had not yet seen. She feared that falling out of Diddy's good graces, or worse, standing up to him or speaking out against him, could result in serious harm to her. So, parts here, sorry. So, if, we're following here, right? Diddy pretty much has, always displayed this bipolar anger, right? There was a video, of course, we saw of him literally getting off with the phone, slamming the phone. You couldn't tell if he was excited or even enraged, right? But it was almost like this little kid rage behavior, the way he's just slamming the phone down, knocking stuff off the desk, hitting stuff off the wall, and you couldn't tell if this nigga was mad or excited about some shit, right? Just true psychotic behavior, right? So if you're really if you think about it, again, there's so many different instances the way these little excerpts are described, to where you have so many videos out there of him that can confirm everything Dawn is saying right now. That's the most interesting part about this. Everything that Dawn is saying in here can pretty much be verified now. Right, I always get what I want. This was the man that threatened Lil Rod and said he would kill his own mother, remember? Why would you say you would kill your own mother, dog? Of all people. Of all people. Janice Combs, you would kill her? For what, man? For what? Where we at here? Oh, okay. So, speaking out against him could result in serious harm to her. Dawn frequently thought about Diddy's threat about making people go missing. See how that part gets emphasized again? And feared taking any action that could label her as a target. So despite Diddy's violence, threats, and misogyny, Diddy Dirty Money experienced significant sales for records, selling 2 million copies of one single, 500,000 of another in the U.S. and Australia, 5 million copies, single copies. Dawn's unpaid wages and royalties are estimated at just $1.2 million. So she's not even asking for a lot of money. She's just asking for just her little $1 million, $1,003, and she'll just be going about her business. Just pay me for what I actually did. That's a 20 out of your pocket, Mr. Billionaire. I'm just saying now. Dawn's unpaid touring wages are estimated at $350,000. So even still, $115,000. You should just give her $2 million just for the agony. You know what I'm saying? For touring dates within the United States alone, Ciroc Diddy beats non-payment. Okay, so here's where Ciroc comes into play, because Ciroc is also listed as a defendant in this particular case, as well as Diego is also listed as a defendant in this case, which I don't necessarily think that's a good idea to put Diego in a case. Or, it also could backfire in a different way to where, yeah, you fucking got us in the court case now, as well as you have Lucien Grange in the court case now. I can see Lucien Grange going to the other side saying, hey, I never liked this nigga anyway. What do you want to do here, Diego? Can easily see that going down as well. So, in around, the summer of 2009, Dawn and Kalina were required by Diddy to perform as part. Yep, definitely. Here we go. As part of Diddy Dirty Money and attend numerous promotional events, including late or overnight parties, all of which were under contract between Diddy and Ciroc Vodka or between Mr. Combs and Diddy Beats, pursuant to the Bad Boy Interscope record label. So Dawn was never compensated for the extra time she spent fulfilling Diddy's promotional contracts that included the Ciroc and Diddy Beats campaign. Diddy was paid approximately $250,000 per Ciroc appearance. Wow, so that's crazy. Diddy did not compensate Dawn or Kalina for these appearances other than just $5,000 each on a handful of occasions. That's kind of crazy right there. Just giving them the brown paper bag money under the table. That's wild right there. They even be doing it that way. And won't take nothing less than, what was it, 5,000? It's kind of crazy right there. Diddy ongoing explanation for withholding compensation was that their appearances were a requirement for their tour. Bullshit. Additionally, Dawn was required to appear and to promote Diddy Beats through parties, album songs, and videos. Over time, Diddy was paid $6.25 million for 25 Ciroc shows that Miss Richard was required to attend. Following each show, Dawn and Kalina had approached Diddy to inquire about their insufficient and sporadic payments. Diddy routinely responded with statements such as, "You bitches aren't grateful? You don't want this? Okay. So, that's what I mean by Chia. Take out the H. Yeah. Take out the H. Upon information and belief, Diddy received an advance on Diddy Beats, for which Dawn received no compensation. So now she's up to, what was it? Was that 1.5? And the other one was about almost 3 million? About 2 million, I should say. About 2 million. It's almost 2 million. So this is roughly about $3 million. Okay, he's up to. It was 1.5 in the other one and 1.5 in this one, I believe. So about $3 million. You should just give about $4 or $5 million, $20 in your pocket, sir. Upon information to believe, Diddy received an advance from Diddy Beats, for which Dawn did not receive compensation. So, and then this last one here, second to last one, I think. Diddy sexually harassed and assaults Dawn between approximately 2009 and 2011. Throughout Diddy and Dirty Money's recording process, rehearsals, and performances, Diddy repeatedly ordered Dawn, to strip down to her underwear. He frequently referred to her as bitch, of course, or whore, and made demeaning remarks about her body. Alternatively, I don't know why it's worded like that, calling her lazy, fat, and ugly, and skinny, particularly in front of his friends, producers, and bodyguards. Diddy frequently held meetings with Dawn wearing only his underwear, despite Dawn protests and repeated requests for him to put on clothing. In response, Diddy called her a bitch and whore and reminded her that she should be grateful for the opportunity to be there. Often while they were recording in the studio, Diddy would hold parties where he would invite young men and women who were often scantily dressed and appeared underage to use drugs and engage in sex acts. Dawn observed Diddy and his colleagues kissing, groping, and inappropriately touching the young women. Upon information and belief, the participants often left the immediate area to have sex and returned shortly thereafter. So pretty much had their own little freak-offs, back to partying. Freak-off? Back to partying. On numerous occasions between approximately 2009 and 2011, under the guise of preparing for performances, Diddy could intrude into Dawn's changing room at Diddy's house unannounced. Well, it is, he's paying the rent there. So don't make it no better. Unannounced, while Dawn's was undressed. Even though a female stylist was present and assisting Dawn with her wardrobe, Mr. Combs would grope Dawn's body, including her bare buttocks. So you already said she was skinny. Now all of a sudden you want to just smack some ass, right? Now all of a sudden you want to grab a butt after you didn't call her skinny and whatnot, including her bare buttocks and her chest area near her breasts with no legitimate purpose and without Dawn's consent. Diddy caressed her buttocks to show the stylist where he wanted her high-waisted panties positioned, and attempted to touch her breasts, claiming to show the stylist where he wanted her bra straps to go. Now we're down here. When Diddy would enter the changing room, Miss Rich could never hear. Dawn would cover her chest with her hands to prevent Diddy from seeing or touching her breasts. Not sure what that did anything there. When Diddy would touch her body, Dawn would attempt to swat his hand away and state, "Don't touch me. Don't touch me." Diddy frequently smacked Dawn's bare buttocks and often commented on her body, noting that although she was too skinny, she had an ass. Ignoring her visible communicated discomfort, Diddy persisted and continued to intrude when Dawn was in the dressing room, continued to touch her buttocks and breast area under the guise of showing the stylist what to do, and continued to smack her buttocks without her consent. Just smacking of the buttocks, smacking of the bare buttocks by Diddy. And that's it. That sounds a cologne ad right there. Smacking of the bare buttocks by Diddy. In or around October 2010, Dirty Money performed in Glasgow, Scotland. Now they're overseas. And when Diddy engaged in overt sexual advances toward Dawn on numerous occasions, when Dawn exited the dressing room fully styled, Diddy looked at her, provingly smacked her buttocks while making comments such as, "You're not looking good. Not looking good. Okay, Dawn, okay." And I see what that is in a flirtatious tone. Each time Dawn moved away and asked him not to touch her, Diddy disregarded her protest. So now this is complete confirmation now that we have here of the sexual assaulting, because Diddy has been on numerous occasions told, "Yo, stop touching me, stop touching me, stop touching me, stop touching me." Yeah, you still smacking her ass after you done called that woman skinny. You don't think her ass was skinny, you don't think the titties were skinny, but you're squeezing them. On their flight back to the United States the next day, Dawn asked Diddy where his assistant where his assistant was. Okay. So Diddy replied, "I don't give a fuck where that bitch is." Richard later learned that Diddy had taken but now we're talking about Capricorn, of course. Diddy had taken Capricorn's passport with him to the United States, leaving the assistant stranded in the United Kingdom. Now, I remember how fucked up that was. I think Cap does too. Let me see. Capricorn card Diddy tweets. See here. See what we got here. Excuse me. Aha, here we go. All right, here we go. This is what she had to say in regards to Mr. Diddy. I mean, it was pretty small, but still very telling when She actually had gotten fired, I believe. Let me end that right there. Open that up over there. I don't have you opened up. There we go. That's why. Now I can see it. All right. Put myself away. Women end up being the sacrifice. I guess it's felony. Last 11 years of my life, I deal with everyone's non-cynical, nice. Let me just bring this up here right there. It likes no damn context to it. So. You might got the full goddamn picture of it. Ah, there we go. Oh, well. No one still has the full picture of this thing. Okay. Let me just go back to where I was looking for her tweet. Is it? Oh, okay, here we go. So this is one of the tweets that she was there's actually a couple of them that she has that went viral, but this is one of them that was subliminally telling things. So, black girl, you're beautiful, young. There's no reason you should be putting up with this. Leave. You have no children with this person. Non-black girl. I know it's hell, but Jay-Z is taken. Who else is there? Nobody helped you. Nobody. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Hey, yo. Red flag. I don't fuck with that grifter at fucking all. I don't need any pussyfoot about her. She didn't give a flying fuck when I was in the frying pan because she a dummy. Yell out your mind if you think a Filipino man and Mexican woman make a black woman. Don't take the path of the wicked. Don't follow those who do evil. Stay away from the path. Don't even go near it. Turn around and go the other way. Proverbs 4:14. Doors be unlocked. Got to be willing to walk away from the money. Full stop. 2011 was hell. 2011 for her was hell. I loved Kim the most. Honestly, when she was around, the pressure was off. We had fun, and she was the only one other than I to tell the truth and shame the devil in a flash. Kim was my friend. Cassie never. She was a pretend black girl swag hunting Kim, me, CB, and Bono. Miss Capricorn Clark. Miss Capricorn motherfucking Clark. Let's see what else you been up to, Miss Capricorn, where are we at right here? So the passport part, right? So Diddy left her stranded in London, no passport. That's just beyond fucked up right there. That's beyond fucked up right there. You took the passport away. Nigga, that take 2 to 3 goddamn weeks, sometime even a month, me to get my shit. Get me? My ID just came to the bitch this week. I did that shit a week and a half ago. Been had my shit. You just never know how long it takes to get certain things back, like that form of ID, the passport of all things. So that's fucked up, Diddy. That's fucked up right there. In Glasgow, Kalina confided in Dawn that her husband and manager, Tony Vick, was abusive after an especially severe assault. She confided in Dawn that she wanted to leave Mr. Vick. And Dawn helped her to plan her exit from the relationship. However, Dawn and Mr. Vick, Kalina and Mr. Vick reconciled, and both Diddy and Mr. Vick, who had a closer relationship, learned of Dawn's role in helping Kalina. So, this will be the two things from last year. the actual help with the hands. Both Mr. Diddy and Mr. Vic became noticeably distrustful of Dawn, which exaggerated her fears of harm and reprisal. When Diddy would require his Diddy Dirty Money bandmates to stay at his residence in Miami, Dawn would barricade herself inside her room at night, placing heavy furniture against the door because she feared being harmed in her sleep. Kalina and her raggedy husband Tony. Yes, stranded in London, no passport. With God knows who. Trafficking. Again. Trafficking your own damn assistant right there, right? In or around late 2010, right? December 2010, basically. Dawn and Kalina and Cassie were in Diddy's LA home when Diddy stated, I want to gift you fake titties for Christmas. Wish I had a bell to hit that shit. This nigga said, I want to buy you some fake titties for Christmas. Not a card. Not no alarm clock, not no phone. That's what you want to gift. Fake titties. Misogynistic? Much. Nasty? Perverted? Much. First thing to fly out your mouth. Y'all want to buy you some titties. I don't want to buy you a birthday cake. Make sure you perform somewhere peaceful. Just chill out. No. No. I want to gift you fake titties. For Christmas. We give you some fake silicone titties for Christmas. That's how we're going to do that. Diddy reached out and cupped Dawn's breast without her permission and stated, what does it say? And stated, you're an A. I guess ass. I'm thinking a D. You're an A. I'm thinking a D. Oh, he's talking about the breast size. Okay, so you're an A. I'm thinking a D. Dawn recoiled in shock and left her room. Throughout the above mentioned time period, when Dawn resisted Diddy's advances, Diddy retaliated by denying her singing parts in songs, removing her from song, refusing to allow her to sing in performances, and turning her microphone off during performances. That's pretty fucked up right there. The more Miss Richard rebuffed his advances, the more Diddy's retaliatory behavior increased. 1 second here to answer this real quick. 1 second here. Let's find something for you real quick. Just want to verify something that I saw. Just want to verify a certain pinpoint here. Make sure for something for y'all. Make sure I didn't go by it. Okay. Where's it at? All right, we did go by it. Let me see something here. So I could have sworn. Okay, so we did all pass it. Here. 92. On their last night in Glasgow, Dawn witnessed Diddy and several other males gangbanging Mr. Combs' female assistant at the hotel pool. Dawn immediately left and went to the hotel room. So, Capricorn was getting gangbanged. I could have sworn I didn't know if I read that part right there. We all missed that part, I guess. The way I read it. I read it kind of fast, I guess. But yes, I knew I had missed something here. Capricorn 69 goddess getting gang banged by the pool. So that's actually where she was when the passport got confiscated. She's getting gang banged by the pool, pretty much. I guess he knew. Where she was. I said I knew it was something I missed here. I knew it was something I missed in 92. So, in allowed December 2010, Kalina were LA, Mr. Combs, and went to okay. So buy you the fake teas at Christmas. Okay, Diddy reached out and cupped the think you're about an A, maybe a D. This is when he's trying to take the measurements, of course. Oh, is the assistant the woman who won the first season of I Want to Work for Diddy? Yes, I think so. Yes, Lauren London's sister. Yes, that's exactly who that is. Capricorn Clark. Capricorn is the one that was getting gangbanged. Pretty much. She was the one that was taking dick, several dicks, as this describes here, by the pool. Freaky ass bitch, you a 69 god. It's Dawn recoiled in shock and left the room. Throughout the above-mentioned time period, when Dawn resisted Diddy's advances, Diddy retaliated by denying her singing parts in songs, removing her from song, refusing to allow her to sing in performances, and turning her microphone off during performances. That's fucked up. The more Dawn rebuffed his advances, the more Mr. Combs' retaliatory behavior increased. In or around December 2010, Diddy Dirty Money was preparing for an upcoming performance on Saturday Night Live. As usual, rehearsals lasted for days without the opportunity to eat or rest, and the rehearsal schedule was unpredictable. After waiting all day for Diddy to call or send a car, Dawn received a phone call from Diddy demanding, "Where the fuck are you bitches? You bitches don't want this. Y'all don't deserve to have someone pick you up. Get a cab." Dawn and Kalina immediately took a taxi to Sir Studios at 520 West 25th Street in New York, in Manhattan, basically. Anxious because Diddy surrounded, enraged. Upon their arrival at Sir Studios, Diddy and Harvey Pierre, now we have the Harvey Pierre, the male assistant here, that had his own little court case, of course, was waiting for them in the lobby. Diddy screamed obscenities at them. Where the fuck were you bitches? You bitches don't want to win. You don't want this. I'm so tired of y'all. Of course, with this anger shit with Diddy, huh? Dawn noticed that people in the lobby were reacting to Diddy's tirade, like a little child, of course. Embarrassed, Dawn asked Mr. Combs, "Stop swearing," calling them bitches in front of everyone. Diddy's facial expression shifted as he stepped towards Dawn, raised his arm, and swung his fist toward her. Believing that Diddy was going to hit her, Dawn braced for impact. Before Diddy could strike her, Diddy's bodyguard grabbed her. Escorted her out of the studio and forced her into the Bad Boy Records Bentley that was parked outside. Kalina ran after Dawn and Diddy's bodyguard, closed and locked the Bentley doors with both women inside. Inside the vehicle, Dawn realized that there were no interior door handles and that they were locked inside with no way to escape. Dawn's belongings were in the studio, but she was able to call her father from Kalina's cell phone. Dawn relayed to her father what had happened and that she needed help and feared that she would go missing. Moments later, Diddy's bodyguard removed only Kalina from the Bentley, leaving Dawn locked in the car alone for 2 hours. That's fucked up. So pretty much you're trying to put her on bullshit punishment terms while you're just letting Kalina flee after she's trying to help her friend. That is just dastardly right there. Dawn screamed as loudly as she could, but no one responded. So now you're trying to suffocate the poor woman in the damn car as well. Like I said, again, as Fury B pointed out, more and more different excerpts that you can easily highlight and say this is trafficking here, from locking someone in the car, forcing them to stay there, uh, flying over flying over different airlines with these people, kidnapping. This reads trafficking all over it here. Just all over it right here. So Dawn screamed as loudly as she could, but no one responded. It was late evening in the wintertime, so now it's cold. You ain't got the heat on. She can catch hypothermia, like pneumonia, even worse. The windows were heavily tinted, and the interior of the car was dark except for faint interior lights. Dawn's belongings and winter coat were in the studio. While the ignition was off and there was no heat, with Diddy's prior threats and violence running through her mind, Dawn felt sheer panic, terror, and feelings of claustrophobia at being locked in a small, dark, enclosed space with no way to communicate or call for help. She began to feel cold and feared for her life, not knowing when or if she would be released. Dawn's father drove to New York from Baltimore and arrived at the studio approximately 2 hours later, only after her father arrived and demanded to see her. Did Pierre order Mr. Combs' bodyguard to release Miss Richards from the vehicle? That's crazy. You had to go through one nigga that had to go through another nigga that had to go through another nigga just to go in here. That is kind of crazy. Miss Pierre unsheared Dawn's father between several rooms at Sir Studios, where he awaited for approximately 2 hours before being able to confront Diddy. Once Dawn's father expressed that he intended to contact the police, Diddy warned him to think about your family. Now think about your daughter's career. More intimidation factors here being used as well. People that probably just don't even have that right now, Warned him to think about your family and think about your daughter's career. Her father appeared visibly frightened by Diddy's threats and actions, which in turn made Dawn feel terrified for herself and her family's safety. The next night, Diddy Dirty Money performed on Saturday Night Live. Diddy subsequently called Dawn, complimented her performance, and concluded with the threat: "You don't call your dad unless you're in a hospital." Unjust enrichment of defendants by breach of contract and or copyright infringement. As a member of Danity Kane, Dawn has performed on over 15 songs and holds composition credits for more than 3 songs. Defendants have failed to account to or pay, Dawn has agreed for her compensations and her performances, and I have breached contracts and infringed her copyrights, all of which unjustly enrich defendants. As a member of the Diddy Dirty Money, Dawn has her performances recorded on over 9 songs. Additionally, Dawn has composition rights and credits on more than 5 songs. Defendants have failed to account to or pay. Dawn has agreed for her compositions and her. So messed up. They don't even allow you to be you anymore, to be the superstar. They just have to be the ones that make it, right? Defendants have failed to account or to pay. Okay, so we read that part right there. Okay, so this is a list of things that she's written or have been on, from Showstopper, Ride for You, Damaged, Bad Girls, Pretty Boy. Wow, it's a lot right there as well. Pretty Boy, Striptease, Poetry, Lights Out, Sucker for Love, Ain't Going, Two of You, Do Me Good, Ecstasy, featuring Rick Ross, Lemonade, featuring Tyga, On a Day's Work. And it skips to another one, Bad Girl, featuring Missy, written by Dawn Richard. These are song credits right here. Dawn Richard, Mary Brown, Mary Brockett, Missy Elliott, Sean Combs, and Quincy Jones, David Walensky, Chanel Wickett. These are all the people that worked on Bad Girl. It's kind of crazy, right? In Secret Place, the interlude. performed by Dawn. Infrared, written by Dawn. And Kwame Holland. Angels, Love Come Down. Yeah, yeah, you would. Hate That You Love Me. Your Love featuring Trey Songz. Ass on the Floor featuring Swiss Beats. Yesterday featuring Chris Brown. I Hate That You Love Me. Shades On for Lil Wayne and Justin Timberlake. I Hate That You Love Me, written by Don Richards. Yo. Looking for Love, written by Don Richards. What hasn't he been a part of? But he's from the culture, isn't he? Strobe Lights featuring Lil Wayne. And that's it here, with Change being the last one there. So he's pretty much looking to get paid at $3 million, take his time. The Strobe Lights, of course. Take your time while you're in this spotlight here. Take your time while you are in this spotlight here, Mr. Diddy. Because pretty soon, I hope people are already like that now. Oh, another case. Like, dog, at this point, you are a habitual offender. And his performances and breach contracts and or infringed her copyrights unjustly enriching defendants. In 2020, Diddy selected Mr. Richard for a reboot of Making the Band. And Dawn spent hours preparing to be a judge on the new show, where she was just a contestant damn near. However, the COVID-19 pandemic halted those plans, and Dawn was never compensated in any way. On or about July 1st, 2021, Diddy and Bad Boy Records Holdings, or both, directed Janice Combs Publishing Inc. to assign its administration rights of Mr. Richard's songs to you. So, look at some of those songs, right? Two sides. Not necessarily sure. We have 86, Two Sides, Ain't Going, Ass on the Floor. That's funny. All right, then we got Dance, then we have Faith, Fireflies. Okay, there's a flashback interlude. There's Hate You Now. I'm just reading the song credits is here as well. Hurt, Loving You No More. Okay, so that's Sean Garrett. Home for Christmas is her own record. Yeah, she sticks out in quite a few of these. And this is all she's trying to get the demand and the money for. Oop, that's my short key. Let me do that. Just trying to move on up. All right, where are we? Why is it all the way back here? Why is it all the way back here? I don't know how I got all the way back here with it. Oh, because I hit the shortcut. All right, so where are we? I don't know how we got all the way back up there. That was kind of crazy. How do we get all the way back up there, y'all? Wait, I just realized this alleges that something happened in Glasgow, Scotland. This case just finally went international. Shit's about to pop off. UK shit gonna start coming out. Well, that would also explain why he went I wonder now if that would explain why he went to London. Because after the raids happened, that's exactly where he went, I believe. He went to London. He didn't come back. He went straight to London. I don't know how that thing got away. I guess the mouse had knocked it all the way back up there. I'm trying to get back to where we were with the car. It looks like sheer panic, terror, feelings of okay. Here we go. Claustrophobia. All right. And she had called the dad and think about your family when he spoke to the dad. And then we're down to the songs. I don't know how it got all the way back up there when we was reading the songs just now. That's kind of crazy. Okay. So held from her tenure with defendants in the years 2005, 2012 to Sony Songs, a division His sponsor on London Diego and them. But I also wonder if, like you just said, is there something, or there are more things that we could see that will be coming out from there? You know what I mean? That's something to definitely think about and note as well. 2005, 2012. So, Sony Songs, division of Sony Music Publishing. So here's where Sony comes into play now. Okay, so the assignment signed by Dawn on October 22nd, 2024, purported to credit through a semi-annual accounting Dawn's royalty account for Miss Richards' compositions from between 80% to 90% of a publisher's share. However, no statements were ever provided, no payments were ever made, and no reversions nor assignment were ever recorded with performing rights organization. So, like an ASCAP or a BMI or something like that, they never even heard of it, or other royalty collection entities by defendants or by Sony themselves. Okay, so defendants have wholly failed to account to or pay Dawn as agreed for her conversations and her performances in breach of the assignment, and have thereby infringed her copyrights, resulting in defendants being unjustly enriched. And then during the summer of 2023, Diddy's started recording the company Love Records and tenure a contract for negotiation to Dawn for the song entitled "Deliver Me." Oh, so she got something off of that. I do love hearing those type of stories as well. Embodied as track 3 on the Love album, "Off the Grid," officially released on September 15, 2023. Upon information and belief, "Deliver Me" sold well prior to Diddy's legal troubles in November 2023. Continuing to the present, Dawn sought to establish her rightful percentage as a 21% composer. I'm trying to think what that would actually even mean, a 21% composer. So that's pretty much the average, I guess they would say, with splits, is you're a 21% composer. "Deliver Me," or Mr. Combs personally called Dawn and left a voicemail complaining about her fair request for her. Upon information and belief, Diddy directed his attorneys to avoid confirming the composition percentages on the song, and in fact list composers who played no part in composing the whole song. As a result, the contract was never signed by either Dawn or Love Records. Nevertheless, Dawn obtained a copyright registration certificate on a timely basis. Said registration lists authors claimants as agreed when the song was created in 2009. That registration is filed separately in the court and supports Okay, so now we're down to the damages here. We are down to the damages because this last part is just reading the record labels and what they were getting away with. First cause of action. Yeah, we're just down to the damages now. So that's pretty much the case in a nutshell, because whenever we get down to the first cause of action, the causes of action is just pretty much the summaries of the actual allegations part. The allegations part is the actual accusing, what you're accusing this person for, and then the rest of it is pretty much just confirming what you've actually done. So, needless to say, Diddy is in very much hot water with this one, I would say. Diddy was on his usual shit with putting people who ain't on songs. Yes, that's another thing. He is the publishing pussy, okay? He definitely is the bully with that one out there, especially when you have your mom taking control of shit. I thought you had control of it, or just, Justin just had it somewhere else. But now his LLC is also in question. It's a lot of things you ended up putting on the table with this one, Dilla. It's a lot of things you ended up putting on the table, I guarantee you did, including Capricorn getting gangbanged. I guarantee you didn't weigh in on that one. I very much doubt that you wanted that one to happen. Most people would not. Just saying. Most people would not want that one to be part of their legacy. I'm just saying.